It's the Mahatma Randy Show.
Oh, hello. I did not see you there. Welcome to episode 45 of the Mahatma Randy Show. In my ongoing efforts to come up with something that'll actually bring in viewers, I think I'm going to talk about Stargate Universe today. Remember Stargate Universe? No, of course you don't. Why should you? It's this show that broke the fan base. Everybody hated it at the time, and it got canceled after 2 seasons. And that was 10 years ago, and now everybody kind of likes it in retrospect and kind of secretly pretends that they liked it back when it wasn't cool. I, of course, liked it back when it wasn't cool. A subject that's come up recently regards the seed ships. And if you don't remember what those are, I will explain them right now. Actually, before I get to the question about the seed ships, I should probably explain a little bit of background information. Millions upon millions of years ago, the ancients decided to build a huge starship named Destiny and send it to the physical edge of the universe for reasons. A century or 2 or 3 prior to the completion of the Destiny, they sent out smaller automated vessels called seed ships. These seed ships were to chart a path to the edge of the physical universe for Destiny to follow. And they were also supposed to drop off Stargates on these planets so that the Destiny could get information about the planets before they passed them, and also stop off and investigate anything that looked to be of interest or use. In the second season of Stargate Universe, they come across a derelict seed ship that's been broken for hundreds of thousands or millions of years and has been left behind by the others. The question then is, where did the Stargates come from? Obviously, these seed ships could not possibly have held enough Stargates to seed the millions upon millions upon millions of planets that they passed in the course of their journeys. I don't think this is really much of an issue. As you can see in this scene here, there is obviously a production line that is making these things and cranking them out. So then the question becomes, where do the resources to produce these Stargates come from? Again, although the seed ships are pretty big, they're nowhere near big enough to hold the resources necessary to make millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of Stargates. So where's that coming from? Well, the answer is actually pretty easy. The Destiny, as you know, refuels itself by diving into stars. It flies through the corona of a star, it opens up vents, and it sucks in plasma and whatnot, and uses that to power the ship indefinitely. When it runs low again, it ducks into another star and does the same thing. Presumably, it's been doing this for millions of years. Given the similarity in design between the Destiny and the smaller seed ships, it's reasonable to assume that the seed ships used the same basic process in order to recharge themselves over the course of their journey. A seed ship would duck into a star, out come the scoops, in comes the fuel. But a little known fact is that stars are actually pretty metal rich. They fuse hydrogen into helium, and then helium into other stuff, and that other stuff into other stuff, and you end up with metals. Every bit of iron in your blood came from an exploding star somewhere. That's where iron comes from. That's how iron is made. And in fact, it is possible to remove metals from a star by a process known as star lifting. Use magnetic fields to haul out various things as you need them. My hypothesis is that in addition to refueling themselves, the seed ships also sucked up these metals and elements and other constituent parts that they needed in order to manufacture the Stargates that they would later deposit over the course of their journey. In fact, if you think about it, it seems likely that the Destiny itself would probably have to go to some lengths in order to avoid sucking up metals and other unwanted elements. They probably have some kind of filter in their engine so that they can concentrate on plasma, charged particles, or whatever the heck it is they use for fuel. So the seed ships simply don't have that. Whenever they run low on fuel, they drop into a star to top up their tanks. They also top off their tanks with whatever materials they need to make gates. Simple. But what about the heavier, more complex metals, ones beyond iron, you say? Well, presumably they could suck up whatever they needed and then change one element to another by transmutation. This is feasible. It requires ungodly amounts of energy to change one thing into another, but honestly, if you stable wormholes on a whim that will take you from point A to point B, instantly and faster than light travel, energy isn't really a problem for you. It should probably be child's play to transmute iron into aqua or what have you. Anyway, that's my theory. Please tell me what you think in the comments. Also, please like, share, and subscribe if in any way you found this amusing. Thank you. Bye. That's pretty much all I've got this week, so go the hell away now. I'm a lucky man. I'm the only... This is a review for After Conquest. 5 out of 5 stars by Kimberly Evans. It has been a while since I have come across a science fiction book that is so out of the box. I really enjoyed this book and was able to complete it in 3 sittings. The book is broken into short chapters which allow the reader a chance to read a little at a time and yet learn so much about what is happening. On my end, I just wanted to keep reading to find out what else was happening in the universe. Thank you very much. Link for the book below. Please pick up a copy. I really appreciate your time. And hopefully your money. If you decide to spend money, I will really appreciate that as well. Oh God, no!